Morning all, and welcome back once again to I Like Watches. I hope you're all fit and well. I was on AliExpress a couple of weeks ago and I spotted a new release by Seagull. Now you could argue that Seagull is actually the biggest and best watch brand of course, on AliExpress because they are a massive watch brand, a global watch brand. They make a lot of watches every single year, but they make a lot more movements than watches. I read somewhere on Google or on the internet somewhere that they are the world's fourth largest manufacturer of automatic movements. Their movements are well respected and they're used by a lot of brands around the world. Micro brands, big brands, global brands. They use them themselves, of course. Other AliExpress brands also use their movements. And because they make so many movements every single year, they're good at it, obviously. And there's one particular movement that they make that I really, really like. It is the ST2130. I'm sure you're all familiar with the 1901. That is, of course, that mechanical chronograph movement that has featured so much on YouTube. Of course, it appears in the Seagull 1963. So that is a very well-known movement. A lesser-known movement, the ST2130, is potentially, well, I'm not going to say it's better, it's a completely different movement. But I think it should be as well known as the ST1901 because it's a clone, a legal clone of the ETA 2824. And I always look out for Seagull watches housing this movement because, well, if you can find good-looking, affordable Seagull watches with this movement inside it, they usually represent incredible value for money. And that's basically the reason why this watch caught my eye. It houses the ST2130. And during this sale, I've been offered this watch for $136. That's the pre-tax price, of course. The tax rules vary from country to country, so I can't give you the price accurately after any tax has been added. But the pre-tax sale price is $136. That may not sound impressive, but I think it is because this movement finds its way into Seagull watches costing, well, I've seen this movement in watches costing around $600. And it's a cracking movement. Every time I get a watch with this movement inside it, it's running beautifully well. This one is running very, very nicely. It's a higher beat movement, of course, 28,800 beats per hour, hacks, hand winds. But the other thing you need to remember is Seagull makes watches that cost, well, thousands and thousands of dollars. They make tourbillon movements. And generally you'll do well to find Seagull watches with their more affordable movements in them, like the ST17 for less than $150. So to find this, well, sort of mid-tier automatic movement in a good looking watch costing under $150 during this sale, yeah, that's a good find, I think, anyway. And actually, it's a pretty good looking watch. I think the hand's perhaps a touch short, the minute hand in particular. Alex, I know you're going to comment on that. And there's Roman numerals on it, and James and I found out with our academic watch that Roman numerals on dials, not that popular, sadly. But actually, I like the colour of the dial. It's not a white dial, it's a sort of creamy dial. It's a good looking dress watch, isn't it? It's not a petite dress watch. It's fully polished, 316L stainless steel, sapphire crystal, 50 meters of water resistance. That's all right for a dressy watch like this. Screw down case back, pull push crown, date complication at the 3 o'clock. 2 pieces of sapphire, that is sapphire in the case back. The crystal on the front of the watch is a rather large piece of double domed sapphire crystal. Nice strap, genuine leather, signed buckle. Polishing looks really, really good, really bright, really smooth. And I've had a number of Seagull watches now, and I don't think one has ever turned up with a quality control issue, and they always turn up with very nicely running movements. I've had a number of their watches with automatic movements that I've kept hold of for quite a long time, and yeah, on the whole, I don't recall ever having a problem with a Seagull automatic movement. And there's just something about this one. Quite often I find Seagull watches a little bit too ornate, elaborate, overly complicated, busy, but this one is just really simple. affordable, classy, and I think that's why my eye was drawn to it. And when I saw the price before the sale, I was impressed, but the price during the sale is really good. So yeah, if you're in the market for a more affordable, dressy watch, I think this is one to consider, especially if you're looking for a dressier watch that's perhaps a little bit bigger than average. I think you'll be impressed by this one. It's impressed me. I like Seagull watches anyway, but this just has to be one of the best value for money watches of theirs that I've seen, because, well, like I've said already, to see one of their watches with this movement in it for less than $150 is really rare, really rare. And they do this every now and then. They just discount watches or make some watches available for really low prices, seemingly almost too good to be true. So yeah, I'm really pleased I got this one in to bring it to your attention. There's a few other new releases by Seagull actually that I'm looking to pick up and show you guys. So yeah, make sure you sub, hit the bell notifications icon, and then you won't miss out on any future videos, right guys? Maybe if you're going to do some watch shopping in the sale, let me know what you're picking up in the comments section. And as always guys, thanks for watching.